The Vanguard were criticizing you for defending drone strikes. I mean, if it's fucking sick-ass ninja drone strikes, yeah, I don't give a absolutely. This is too cool. WTF, Vaush defends the drone war. Oh, these are the guys who want to talk to me. Holy shit, that's me. Well, this is me from yesterday. Start from the beginning. Well, I'm not watching the whole thing. If they want to talk, they can come on my stream. They literally emailed me about it.
About the collateral damage wrought by drone warfare in countries such as Afghanistan. Let's take a gander here at The Guardian. U.S. airstrikes killed at least 22,000 civilians since 9/11, analysts find, and that's just airstrikes.
Wait, didn't I talk about, didn't I directly, literally show a graph on the drone war? Yeah, it's the standard thing where, like, you can say something like, I'm glad one of the 9/11 dudes is dead, and they're like, ha, are you aware that drone strikes have killed children? In the bit where I talk about drone strike, what wasn't 90% of the me rambling the other day, me talking about the destructive consequences of America's intervention in Laos and, like, unexploded munitions and mines being laid everywhere? I feel like that whole thing was me being, like, vehemently anti-war. And at one point I was like, yeah, I guess I'm glad the 9/11 guy got murked. And they're like, heh. Vaush Pro MIC. Let's
go. Not necessarily all written letter to the court detailing.
I mean, if you listen to him talk, there was a long period of time when he was awaiting trial that he was out. He was working as a dishwasher, right? Because he couldn't get employment anywhere else. Not that there's anything wrong with being a dishwasher, but that's just saying the dude went from having quite a cushy job to argue that the information that we do have on drones is so damning, and we know that we don't even have, like, the half of it, guys. All the shit that we do, like, in via AFRICOM and in northern Africa and all the places that we're doing shady shit, Central Africa, fucking crazy, guys. We're killing people all the time, civilians. I mean,
what?
There is no such thing as a safe drone strike. I mean, how many times do you remember when
what do you mean there's no such thing as a safe drone strike? They're drone strikes. Yeah, it's a weapon of war. Yeah, that's true.
We're just in high school, Gavin, like weddings being fucking just bombed to smithereens. And I remember, actually, if you would listen back when there was some sense on the Joe Rogan podcast, he would have Shane Smith on, who is not my favorite guy. He's a billionaire. He founded Vice. But even he would be there being like, Joe, listen to me. For every one of these drone strikes that we drop over there, we're just recruiting for ISIS. We're just recruiting for the Taliban. Because I'll tell you what, if some motherfucker...
Haven't I said this? There's no point responding, because all the arguments they're going to make are going to be like me... Are going to be like, yeah. In fact, I think I gave that guy that take. The one who was on Joe Rogan. I think I told him that before he went on. I was like, hey, you should talk about how indiscriminate killing of civilians radicalizes people and gets them to join ISIS.
Night where he was discussing this a little bit. I was just casually watching, and to be honest, this really took me aback. Maybe I shouldn't have been surprised given Vaush's, predictably dog shit takes on foreign policy. But again, this was beyond the pale to me, and I thought this was worth responding to. So let's take a listen.
Justice has been delivered.
Vaush not giving us any debate ever again. No, these guys want to come on. I emailed them literally earlier today. But that's more fun than responding to a video, right? That's way more fun than responding to a video. I feel like, in a pretextual sense, we have a decent justification for drone strikes in Afghanistan, because, the Afghanistan the government was our ally, and then we left, and they immediately lost to the Taliban. So, I feel like you could do this kind of like, well, yeah, we don't recognize the legitimacy of Taliban rule in Afghanistan, and, the embers of the government still smolder, and we support that, and blah, blah. It's not quite the same as attacking, like, a full sovereign. Vaush, that's semantics. I mean, it's all semantics. It's really about, like, justifications. Where do I say something bad? Can we just not do drone strikes? I mean, if it's actually the #2 guy behind 9/11 and no civilians were killed, I think that's pretty okay, to be honest. I'm okay with that. That seems okay to me.
I just like how casually Vaush comes out against trial by jury and, like, extrajudicial and pro extrajudicial killing. It's like,
how would we arrest? What? It's the terrorist group that overtook the country. What do we send our police in? Like, sir, is it true that you were the right hand of bin Laden back during 9/11? I'm gonna need you to turn around, put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest. Read the Miranda rights. What? Yeah, just 2 NYC beat cops, dude. That would be a phenomenal buddy cop movie. Like 2 Joyzy cops. You have, like, the plucky like recruit like woman who's just new to the force, and you've got like the grizzled like old Joyzy detective or whatever, and they're like, yeah, one of the guys who did 9/11, we know where he is. And they're like, oh, where in the Bronx is he? They're like, no, he's in Kabul. They're like, what? Oh yeah. This summer, 2 cops get their hands dirty. Yeah, the intercuts, you know. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Unironically, dude, I watched the fuck out of that. Are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely. Oh God. Are we gonna say a known terrorist needs to try? Yeah, it's not like, yeah, it's just it's kind of inapplicable. If you're like a member of a terrorist group that recently took over a government, that's not real. Like, if he had said something like, we should live and let live, I think that would have been a more defensible position. But believing it's okay to just like kill members of terrorist groups that have attacked our country, like not like just random people, like maybe an informant or whatever, but like the main guys, like that's just not really a defensible attitude. What country does that? Doesn't like every major hegemon, like what country would do that? Like, yeah, these guys killed thousands of our civilians, but we can't kill them because we have to arrest them even though they're on foreign soil. It's probably happened. Well, anyway, wacky stuff.
We don't know. He didn't have a trial. That's like the whole basis of America. But anyway.
What? Wait, we don't know. Wait, didn't he take credit for it? Did I wonder if there's any way to really find out the impact the drones have on like total casualties. Wait, I'm about to make an anti-drone take. Are they going to cut it off before I make it, or are they going to like rationalize it? Because obviously, like, the downsides with drones is that you can do them anywhere, everywhere, all the time, with total impunity. You don't need to commit any troops to the ground, which means that it's really easy to do drone strikes without any kind of, like, major commitment. But you also don't have to put any boots on the ground. I wonder if we didn't have drones, would like, if drones just didn't exist, would our government be like, yeah, dude, we totally need like 10,000 troops in Afghanistan and Syria and Iraq? And like, would it be like, in the absence of drone warfare, would we feel the need to compensate for it with traditional occupation? Or would we just leave it be, and the addition of drones is only like a net negative? I don't know if there's a way. I feel like I lean towards the net negative. I think in my opinion, if it weren't for drones, government officials would just be like, you know, like, not worth the, you know. But because we have drones, it's actually way easier to do, you know, a lot of this stuff, and otherwise they wouldn't go for it. I think that's just wait, how are they going to respond to that? I'm actually really curious. Drones should be treated how mines were in the 90s. Nah, I don't think you can compare drones to mines. Mines are like a horrendously immoral anti-civilian thing. Drones have a relatively, in terms of like types of military engagement, drones are less collateral damagey.
All right, so we got to pause there. This is insane. Truly.
Oh no. Wait, are they going to argue that drones are more destructive to civilian populations than mines? Okay. Oh God.
Insane shit. And also just incredibly ignorant. Vaush either feigning ignorance or truly ignorant about the collateral damage wrought by drone warfare in countries such as Afghanistan. And also, I wanted to put up this tweet from Empire Files, which I think actually really accurately kind of addresses the sentiment he's saying here, which is that U.S. drone strikes have killed approximately 900 children, around 200 in Afghanistan, including the last strike that killed 7 kids at once, celebrating a rare instance where only the intended target was killed, gives support to that broader criminal policy. And again, I think that's so true. Just
okay. U.S. drone strikes have killed approximately 900 children. How many children do you think die of mines? So they're just going to completely ignore the statement because they're like, well, you think mines are worse than drones? Well, drones are bad. Like no engagement with the actual like idea there.
Just because like every once in fucking 100 drone strikes, they get the right guy.
What? What kind of delusional? I know these guys live in their own world. The idea that every 1 in 100 drones... I know that was, like, deliberate hyperbole, but, like, no. Actually, you know, we were memeing about the ninja drones or whatever. The fact that the U.S. is willing to spend money researching drone tech that's more expensive for us to minimize civilian casualties means that our this right here puts us, like, this is, like, unironically, like, ethical military development. This is a lot of money and a lot of tech being put into something that is only beneficial if you're trying to reduce collateral damage. Like, it's, you know, that's... Mine deaths rose by 20% in 2023. Yeah, mines are very bad. Landmine casualties exceptionally high. Syria and Afghanistan worst hit. Hey guys, I wonder who put these mines in Syria and Afghanistan. Syria. I have. No. Do they say? Nah, they don't mention it here. Mines kill 1,000 to 2,000 a month. Yeah, and like it's gonna be overwhelmingly civilians. Because a lot, like, mines stay in areas, like, post-conflict for decades and decades and decades. That's global, though? Yeah, but there are only so many drones in the world, right? Like, there's only so much drone warfare happening. Just, mines are, like, monstrously bad. They're, like, incredibly... Like, drones can be used legitimately. If your country is gunning to kill a person or a group of people, drones are probably the lowest civilian casualty method of doing that. Mines are, like, the highest civilian casualty method of doing that. If you're optimizing for civilian deaths, in the negative, you want drones, and in the positive, you want mines. But I don't want to... We rehashed on this the other time.
Doesn't mean that literally thousands and thousands of people don't die as unintended consequences. Even...
You mean like with mines? Okay, so they didn't hear the mine thing. They're not going to talk about mines in this at all. Rumple Foreskin, you don't understand. Mines as a method of exercising military force are overwhelmingly destructive to civilian populations in a way that's most comparable to, like, chemical warfare. You literally just take entire countrysides and render them generationally unusable. Drone strikes are just a spooky way of bombing an area. Drones are a legitimate in the sense that they can be an effective and efficient, like, means of exercising military force. Mines are not. Like, it would be like, it's like comparing Agent Orange to, like, targeted military strikes, or, like, airstrikes or whatever. They're in such different categories. How many people have died due to Agent Orange? Probably not that many, but that doesn't mean we still haven't... Sorry, by probably not that many, I mean compared to, like, other global methods of killing people, like airstrikes or whatever. Like, in terms of the total length of time Agent Orange has been used and the relatively low number of conflicts in which it's been used, you know. But we would still never, ever, ever want to use Agent Orange, ever. Because it's like, uniquely fucking destructive to everyone. It's awful. Agent Orange deaths. Holy shit! 400,000 people suffered death or permanent injury from exposure to Agent Orange. Jesus Christ! That was a higher number than I thought it would be, considering the fact that it was one conflict, but, you know. Furthermore, it's estimated that 2 million people have suffered from illnesses caused by exposure, and that 500,000 babies were born with birth defects. Yeah. So, if I said something like, I think drones are bad, but I don't think they're comparable to Agent Orange, like, hopefully people would get why I would say that. Like, that would make sense. Hopefully.
And let's not forget also a story which Vaush is seemingly incredibly ignorant to, which is the fact that Daniel Hale was recently literally sentenced to 45 months in prison for exposing the fact that the civilian casualty rate for drones are like, what is it, 9 and 10, something like that. Yeah, it says ahead of his sentencing this week, Hale filed a 11-page handwritten letter to the court detailing the motivations behind his actions in vivid detail. Hale...
Yeah, Wash, why did you mention that? I mean, all I said was, I think mines are worse than drones. Can we address the anonymous mask in the background? Oh, holy shit. They have the fucking Anon mask in the background. That's a classic right there.
With drone warfare, sometimes 9 out of 10 people killed are innocent.
Wait, sometimes? Wait, they just said that overall 9 out of 10 people killed are innocent, but now it's sometimes? That's very different. Does sometimes mean there are some incidents, or like that's kind of statistically indeterminate. Guys like this make me want to campaign for liberal. Well, liberals are preferable to fascists, right?
Look, I think Vaush must have still been drunk. If I'm giving him any benefit of the doubt, I think that was the title of the stream we're reacting to.
All I said was that mines are worse than drones. What did I do? The thing that I said before was I think drones increased net casualties, and then I said I don't think they're as bad as mines, and that's it. Oh my god.
Was like got drunk. So maybe you are just so drunk that you forgot everything that happened. I don't think so, though. That would be too generous. But it's absolutely insane. Yeah, as you said, Daniel Hill literally says you have to kill part of your conscience to do this job. He is
that is what the military, as opposed to mine layers. Wait, is the implication here that your conscience is clean if you're in a B-52 dropping thousands of cluster munitions over the fucking villages of Laos? What's the comparison? Like, yeah, the virgin guilty drone pilot versus the Chad unperturbed farmland mine layer. Why'd I say mines were good?
Yeah. Else. Not that there's anything wrong with being a dishwasher, but I'm just saying the dude went from having quite a cushy job to, working the most like entry level working class job. I just was working as a dishwasher again like a year ago. I'm not talking shit. But it's just a big jump. And then he was fired for trying to unionize. I mean, this dude, but when you listen to him talk, he talks about the grief and the guilt and the unrelenting like stress and the, and just the grieving.
I don't get it. Is the implication that there's no grief or guilt in other military aligned jobs? I feel like in a way, this is actually like kind of an apologetics for the military industrial complex, because the implication here is that drone strikes are like uniquely morally wrong, which sort of implies that the other stuff that we do is more okay. I don't get it. I don't know. You said they're fascist, but aren't these guys similar to Kyle Kulinski? I mean, Kyle Kulinski's foreign policy takes have been like whiplashed around by fascists before, a la like Russian like gray zone type bullshit. Nah, these guys are tankies. Tankies are fash. Whatever. I don't care. If we talk to them and I change my mind, maybe, but like I don't know. My charitability is variable, and I've never been given by these two a reason to be charitable.
That he's constantly doing because he, of what he did, the remorse he feels, the responsibility he feels because of the things that he did. Who are you listening to if not the people who are like, I did all of this shit and it devastates me and it makes it almost so it's so hard for me to live my life. I was volunteering. I did this because I was like, I have to, clear my conscience. I will go to prison. I will do whatever happens to me. They can, that's the kind of horrible shit they were making Daniel Hale doing, because
this is a horrible way of getting your takes on any kind of foreign policy or military. You could form any opinion at all by like listening for the people who sound the guiltiest or what. Like you could do. Okay.
He's a hero and he has a conscience. He just said, no, I'm going to put this information above my own well-being. It's just absurd that you would try and argue that. The information that we do have on drones is so damning, and we know that we don't even have like the half of it, guys. All the shit that we do like via AFRICOM and in Northern Africa and all the places that we're doing shady shit, Central Africa, fucking crazy, guys. We're killing people all the time, civilians. I mean, there is no such thing as a safe drone strike. I mean, how many times do you remember when we were just in high school, Gavin, like weddings being fucking just bombed to smithereens? And I remember actually, if you would listen.
What is he implying, that a non-drone fired regular airstrike would have not blown up the wedding? I have no idea what argument is being made here. He seems to be making I said mines are worse than drone strikes, and his response seems to be that I think that drones aren't weapons and don't hurt people. So he's like, did you know drone strikes cause explosions? And I'm like, holy shit, really? Did you know that explosions done in countries can kill civilians? Well, fuck, I didn't think about it that way. I guess they can. Wow. I'll have to reevaluate my priors.
The U.S. airstrikes have killed at least 22,000 civilians. Again, that's just civilians.
Okay, so they should. Okay, sure. So let the Taliban drone strike our officials. What? So I don't understand what argument is being made here. I have no idea what argument is being made here. I have no clue. Is he saying the Taliban should get like a freebie and kill 7 1/3 of our well, I don't know. I have no idea. Literally no clue at all. If the point he's making is that the Bush administration is full of war criminals, then I agree. He could just if that's what he means, then I agree.
Millions that are recorded since 9/11. This article is 10 months old, so probably untold more have been killed since.
Nah, Biden's really leaned off the drone war. But yeah.
And again, that's a combination of U.S. drone and just regular airstrikes, in addition to the millions of people killed during the actual wars themselves. So under Vaush's own logic, does Al-Qaeda or some other country, do they have the right to fucking drone Joe Biden or Barack Obama? Like,
sure. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Whatever, dude. It is interesting to me that the two people they mention are Obama and Biden and not Bush. That is a bit odd to me. You know, the guy who started it or Trump. Yeah, they choose. Yeah, I don't. That's just. I mean, it could be a coincidence. It's just. I mean, when I think like where are the war criminals most responsible for Iraq? I feel like the easy go-to there is Bush. But yeah, okay.
these people are responsible for more civilian
well,
deaths
the Bush
than
administration.
people behind 9/11. Like, wouldn't this logic also work that way too?
Yeah, go for it.
And it also says if you scroll down a little bit that the real number is probably way higher. So if you know the Guardian,
God,
they're
they
at
keep
least
repeating.
numbers like the bare fucking minimum with what they can get away with publishing, right? As many as almost 50,000 people. Guys, I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually more than that. We have rained hell on so many countries, okay? This is probably just looking at like fucking Afghanistan and Iraq maybe, but you got to remember we've been doing fucked up shit everywhere, all over the world. Okay, and admittedly, our drone strike is Middle East and Africa mostly.
I would love to hear this guy like substantiate those claims all over the world. I not because I disagree necessarily. I just want to hear him like go over it. You know, like the Central African drone strikes.
Basically, that's where it is. But still, there's a lot of shady shit that they won't even tell any of us about, where people are getting killed constantly. Dark sites. Like it's crazy because sometimes you'll watch the Joe Rogan podcast, right, and then they'll just be like interviewing Navy SEALs and shit, right, and those are the people that literally just went and did extrajudicial killings. Like, if you want to know who goes.
Wait, I just got an email back from them. We're having an election watch party tonight, so unfortunately we won't be able to make it. Let us know when you're streaming next. Oh, maybe we'll get them tomorrow. Okay, I'll respond later. Sorry, not tonight, guys.
And does that's Navy SEALs. They go out and they fucking do that shit. Or like special ops, right? Those are the people that go out there and like maybe they find it like, and that's if you do boots on the ground, right? And they'll like hack up some terrorist with no trial, or they'll be judge, jury, and execution or whatever.
What are we talking about right now?
I mean, we can't normalize this, guys. If you want to have a rule of law, and
Bo of the Fifth Column agrees with you because the deal with Afghanistan was that one guy was not supposed to be in Afghanistan. Yeah, I saw. So that guy, like, the agreement, he wasn't supposed to re-enter the country, right? I don't really care. I just think it's funny when people who did 9/11 die. People on the left are so gung-ho and so, like, ironic and so irony-pilled. Unlike, officer down, awesome, cop dead. And then it's like, guy who did 9/11 gets fucking murked. And it's like, you can't do that! That's fucked up! Like, yeah. Think of the law. Yeah, I don't care. Can't kill the 9/11 guy.
And all these people who pretend that they're like fucking hardcore constitutionalists too, that go out there and like support us. Oh, he did 9/11. It's like, bro, we don't know that. Our intelligence is dog shit. Okay?
No, wait. First of all, we have the best intelligence apparatus in the world by far. Second of all, he took credit for it. What do you mean we don't know that? He was the second in command of the org. He said that he did. What do you? It's not like a vibe. Like, okay, yeah. Do we really know that 9/11 even happened? U.S. intel, very unreliable.
Okay, like we can't just extrajudicially assassinate people. We can try and put them on trial. We can put them on trial and then.
Okay, extrajudicially implies that they're not part of a terrorist group that took Afghanistan over from our allies and have previously attacked the United States. That's not. You can't. It's war. This wasn't a police operation. Okay.
And But I mean, there has to at least be something there. You can't just go around bombing the smithereens everywhere around it, trying to catch, a fish. It's like literally
we didn't. We got him directly
in The Simpsons, right, where they just like, fucking drop the thing in there.
Oh,
No,
Al Qaeda,
that's a
not the
good analogy,
Taliban.
but
Vaush is dumb and he thinks they're the same thing. True. Listen, okay, there's America and anti-Americans. That's all I give a fuck about. Are they really doing a watch party? Ooh, I don't see. Ooh, shit, Kalinsky. Stream with them. I don't see a watch party. Uh-oh, they're not backing out, are they? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're somewhere. It wasn't a drone strike, it was a special roboplane operation. Yeah, true. Look at the Pelosi video. No, we've watched enough. Oh, hello, it's me. Vaush dogpiled by his audience after criticizing AOC? What? Oh god, that? Wait, how closely are they monitoring me? I guess it's not Adam and Sitch. We're not on here that much. Video about AOC's arrest. That was a whole miscommunication. The hate watch. Okay, I didn't mean to watch all that. You were wrong on that one, Chief. No, I wasn't. I've never been wrong. In my entire life, actually. Oh, they're just fascists. People who defend China and Russia? Fascists. All of them. I'm the only non-fascist. I'll happily say it to their face. Simple as.